You again to see the temperatures picking up pace with that surge of warm air just extending further and further north. That was clearly not the case last week, and we have seen a temperature flip-flop with things a lot cooler across the west and of course the warmer air working in the eastern third of the nation. Here's a look at where we've also got some mild temperatures. These are current temperatures as we take a look around Pittsburgh and Charleston as well as Cincinnati. You can see that ballpark mid to upper 60s, still hanging back in the 50s into Buffalo and around State College here, just nestling into that 50-degree mark within the hour. And then of course still watching those temperatures go forth and conquer through the afternoon. You may be going forth and conquering those gardens, especially with the heat building in, maybe feeling a little more comfortable putting those plants in the ground. Again, the heat just continues to build for today for all of these locations. Look, Pittsburgh, you're going to head up into the mid-60s. Cleveland, same ballpark as we mentioned. Washington, D.C., upper 60s, possibly near 70 degrees on some of those backyard thermometer readings. But as we get into your Monday, you're going to take off close to 80. So that's about 15 degrees above average. Looking at Philly into the mid-70s. New York City, 70 degrees on the nose. You know, Central Park is going to be jam-packed with people taking their lunches out to enjoy outside. Pittsburgh picking up also close to the 70-degree mark, with Syracuse, the Cuse, back in the low 60s as we head into Tuesday. Syracuse, not too many changes for you. D.C. actually picks up a little bit more so into the low 80s. So just absolutely some incredible numbers out there. So here's the preview, just as one example for Washington, D.C. Also a preview of some rain that's going to be on the way a little bit later in the week. And eventually those temperatures take a big drop into the low 60s. Even with that, though, that's only about 3 degrees cooler than average. Alex? Going to be very active depending on specifically where you live. We've still got a little bit of precipitation to talk about for today across the northeast, but it's really the northwest and the high plains which are gearing up for quite a dosing. Actually, sections of the high plains could wind up seeing more than a foot of snow as we go forth and conquer the next couple of days. Meanwhile, really mild temperatures across so much of the southeast. The same cannot be said across the southwest. Here's that snowfall starting to take more shape as we head into tomorrow. Certainly watch out for this from Montana over into North Dakota. And also for tomorrow, look at these temperatures taking off around Houston. Now, as for our Monday, severe weather threats are going to begin stemming across the central plains. Tuesday is really going to be, and we'll take a glance as well back across the upper Midwest, which of course is going to be in line for quite a few stormy developments, as Alex was just mentioning to you for this week. You can see what comes breezing on by you in between now and Monday night. Still some developing showers and thunderstorms hanging out around Chicagoland around dinner time and into St. Louis as well as Kansas City. Certainly one of those locations, both of these locations actually, that we're going to be keeping tabs on. Across sections and of course those very high winds as we extend back for so many of our high terrain spots into the northwest. Remember that the snow levels are going to be dropping to around 6,000 feet for the Cascades. So how your forecast is going to be shaping up. Clearly, we're not going to be seeing those numbers sticking around forever. We do start to come down a little bit later in the week. And again, D.C. just drinking in that fantastic day with the images Alex was just showing you. Our storm system out across the northwest, we haven't had too much in the way of windy conditions immediately for the southeast. We definitely get on board with that warm up in the next couple of afternoons. Cities like Atlanta really picking up and potentially knocking on the door of 80 degrees towards the beginning stages of the week. And as we take a look across the west,